Hi there, I'm Lee, and this is Vision-eternit Ministries, and we are focused on preparing to stand before Jesus that day without spot or wrinkle, perfectly developed, fully developed, standing before Him confidently, knowing exactly what He's going to say to us today. Let's acknowledge Him before we start. Jesus, we thank you and praise you that you're here. Thank you so much for giving us heads up, telling us things to come, telling us over and over again that we are not ready. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. He is so good. He's so in love with us. And today, when I asked him what to talk about, he said, the garment. Did you ever wear someone else's clothes and feel so uncomfortable and you couldn't wait to get your own clothes back on, the clothes that you're comfortable in? Like wearing someone else's style, maybe, or maybe you've tried to copy someone else's style and you just couldn't get comfortable in it. It just had to be you. Think how uncomfortable you're going to be if you don't get to know Jesus for yourself. If you have on someone else's garment, someone you followed who you thought you knew God and they said all the right things, did all the right things. And so you did and said what they said. But when you stand before Jesus, wearing someone else's garment, someone else's opinion, someone else's values that weren't really yours, you were just copying because you didn't know what to do, because you didn't know Jesus, you're going to be so uncomfortable that day, not having on your own clothes. Your own relationship with him is what he's saying. And so you can't just live by hearsay. You can't take on someone else's opinion or someone else's relationship with Jesus. But you have to get to know him for yourself. And the way to do that is to ask him to come and live on the inside of you. Just ask him, say, Jesus, come and live on the inside of me. Revelation 3:19 says that he's going to correct you. Those that he loves, he corrects. And so when he's living on the inside of you, then he's going to correct you and show you. So then when you stand before him that day, you're going to have that relationship. You're going to already know him. You're going to be confident. You're going to be comfortable in your own skin. And Revelation 3:20 said, he is knocking at the door of your heart. He's asking you to invite him in. And when you invite him in, you have to be willing to heed his voice. You have to be willing to obey him. Totally surrender to him. Totally surrender. And then he can do something. He can do something. He can recreate you in his likeness. He can change your life for the good. But if you don't heed his voice, you're really just putting on a facade, living by hearsay, thinking that when you stand before him that day, it's going to be okay. But not if you don't obey him. And not if you don't take on that correction. If you don't let him correct you, you don't know where you're at. You're walking in the dark. Because nobody can tell you what he can tell you. Nobody can tell you that you're ready to stand before Jesus that day, except for Jesus. He's the only one. You have to have your own personal relationship with him. And it's all contingent on you surrendering to him. Many people just go through the motions. They say the prayer, and then they go back to live their old life, doing what they want to do, thinking what they want to think, really having no idea what Jesus is thinking or where they're going. Romans 12:2 tells us to change our mind, to come in agreement with him. And when you do that, you're going to know what he's thinking. He's going to be there. He's going to show you. He's going to tell you. If you just say the prayer and walk on off because someone else that you know is walking on off and they're just doing what they want, so you think that's the way to go, then on that day, you're going to be saying, but Lord, Matthew 7:21-23, not everyone who calls me Lord will enter into the kingdom of heaven, but those who do the will of my Father. And then many are going to be saying, but Lord, I prophesied in your name. I did this in your name. I did many mighty works in your name. And he's going to say, I didn't know you. Away from me. Because really, if you're not doing his will, you're rejecting him. If you're just going through the motions, if you're putting on a facade, you're rejecting him. You're saying, I don't agree with you. And you can't hear him. He said he shows himself to the one who obeys him. If you can't hear him, how are you going to know you're right with him? How is he going to correct you and recreate you in his likeness? How's he going to get you to that place that you need to be when he gets here? This isn't something you can wing. You certainly have to know him and be led by him. It's not just a prayer, it's a commitment. You're saying, Jesus, I want to marry you. So that's a good word. It's a good word. Don't be wearing someone else's garment, someone else's clothes, their opinion. But get to know Jesus for yourself. And all you gotta do is call on his name, and he'll be there. And your whole life will change. And maybe you have asked him to come live on the inside of you. You've been sitting on the fence. You haven't been submitted to him. You can change that today. Thanks so much for listening today. God bless you.